also expressed ideas of maybe it would be a bit bigger, that we would announce it to the rest of the company. So I think the first thing is I'm not quite clear who the intended audience is, and it begins with understanding that. Let me go back to Rizal. Rizal, who did you want to be for your audience today?
Yeah, basically, the entire company for this DMD, but yeah, my mistake is only announced on the marketing
Right.
page, like.
Okay. All right. So there's a little bit of unclarity there on the first stage on who the audience is, because based on the audience, then it goes to the messaging, right? To the second part. What type of messaging are we trying to get to this audience? Now, if you do bring in the entire company, you're gonna have to remember a lot of people will have even less context than the people that are in this room. We're all marketing people. We all attend the marketing sync ups. We have a marketing drive. So if you do bring in the entire company, it will be even more confusing, right?
Yeah.
For even more people. So before you, I think, have an event, think about the messaging, right? What kind of way do you want to deliver the message? And I think have a clear way to sort of create that message. As everyone has said, the packing, the messaging is not as complex, I think, because it's not as in depth. It doesn't require as much hands-on and coordination. But I think that part could be general audience. This part was definitely, even for this group, the messaging was not done in a way that they could understand. So the next is the timing, right? So if you want this audience to understand this messaging at this timing, it goes back to what Gadi was saying, like what is the correct time to inform them or to get them at least aware. The idea of Aldo to suggest homework, I think, is a very powerful idea. I think it's actually a really interesting idea. So that goes back up to the stack of leadership, delegation. We're going to go and do a DM day. The objective is to get everybody in the company better at marketing. Now, for some of you who are just getting started, then I would suggest maybe spending a little bit more time on the growth hacking. And for the second part, it will be really hard for you guys to understand. So I don't expect you guys to actually come to the second part. So just come for the first part, right? So make that expectation clear for the audience. And for the second part is a little bit for more people who are doing marketing on a day-to-day basis and they want to see results. They have to experiments. So what I would do is, here, I have a little bit of coursework that I've sampled already. I've seen that this is actually kind of hard to understand. So what I want to do is this. I want you guys to review it beforehand and come and have these things set up before, right? So that that's ready. Maybe, as Gani said, 8 o'clock the previous night might not be the best timing, but maybe a little bit earlier, whatever could be good. Maybe at the all hands, right? For example, that might be a good time to announce it. I can give you the floor space, and you can take that time to deliver the message. So okay, and then last is the channel, right? What channel do you want to announce it? Perhaps at the all hands is a good time if you want to reach the entire company. Perhaps again at the announcements is a good opportunity to reinforce on the day before. And maybe if you really want to up your attendance, personalize and send people one-on-one on Slack and such. So that would get that over. So it is a marketing exercise. So what I'd like you to think about actually is you have momentum now, right? We're thinking about DM Day. It's serious, whatever. We have a little bit of unfinished business. Now would be a great time to ask people, do your homework, right? Now is a great time. Everyone's thinking about it. Everyone's still struggling with it. Tomorrow, there'll be new things. So as a leader, I would suggest that would be a good time to say, hey, all right, I'm ready to delegate this for the next DM Day. And that would be also a good idea because right now you're hearing all this feedback and you're probably feeling like, I failed, right? No. Think of it as I'm still playing the game. I'm still alive. Okay. I took a hit, right? But what am I going to do to just keep on playing this game? So remember, the overall mission of any event is to have your next event be more successful than this event. So right now you can plant the seed for that. You can say, all right, today we didn't cover everything on DM Day. Apparently it didn't go as smoothly as I planned. We have some wins, but we have some losses. But we already know well what to do. So let's plant the seed so that the next DM Day will be successful. Okay?
I see. Yeah, thank you, sir. Is there any improvement that for the next DMD? Maybe
for beginners, we believe that this is an important topic, right? And we already got halfway invested into it right? I would suggest that you would just continue the advanced Google Analytics topic to really bring people across. And now's a really good time to ask your homework, right? Please watch this, understand this, get your view set up, and then boom, now's the time. Not tomorrow, not whatever. Now is really good timing because it's still fresh on everyone's mind. So I would ask for that. But I would also, if I may, right? I want to actually give you guys a reason for why this is important. I think Hasbi was asking about that earlier, like why do we actually look at Google Analytics? And it goes back up to the measurement strategy. And it goes actually to a fundamental, let's say, elephant in the room in marketing, which is how are we doing things that we know are actually making impact and that we're making small goals that build up to a bigger goal. So we stopped at that idea of measurement strategy. Everybody here seems to agree measurement strategy was one of the big takeaways from today's event. So it sort of links up to what we're doing as a chapter, right? So your micro conversions are pivots, right? The macro conversions are initiatives. So if you're looking to succeed on a particular initiative, you will have pivots that support each conversion is a brick that you lay down, and that brick lays back up to the initiative level. And that's how you see success. And I think that's something that I saw, Rizal, that you were immediately interested in taking that and applying it, right? You're like, yes, I found this really gold piece of knowledge. I want to apply it right away. I don't think necessarily the DM day is the correct channel once you need to apply it. You know the channel. It's your Scrum, right? It's discussions. That's where you apply it. And then that gets woven into the fabric of what becomes normal in the chapter, right? So utilize that engine to get your drive. When you want to move your car, you press on the gas. You don't like roll down a window, right? So use that, press on the gas pedal, and that will start going out into actually how the chapter is being controlled. Okay, hopefully that's good feedback. Yeah. And once again, thank you for your, I think, courage to lead us into this direction that is very uncertain.
Okay, thank you, sir. And maybe a question to everyone, like, this is basically the first the first topic is general things, but we break down into maybe we can take new ideas on that topics. But on the second topics is like practical things or advanced things that actually we can learn that before. So my next question is, do you guys prefer on the first topic on the second topic that more advanced? Maybe to everyone, maybe to Aldo, which one do you prefer?
Which topic that
Sorry, Mas Rizal, I don't really get your question. Could you repeat?
Okay, so basically we have two topic, right? On the first topic is about growth hacking, that much more general, and that's very that using also a case study case that we can also apply it easily on our daily work. And the second topic is more advanced, so it's like practical things and demonstrasi things, but it's more advanced, and we can learn it by ourselves rather than we learn it together. So which one do you prefer on the first topic or second topic?
I think it's the first topic because we can really discuss it. But also the second topic is can be more interesting. Like maybe if we have the results on our hands. But at the moment, I would prefer the first topic.
Maybe to offer to Hasbi, do you have a thought?
I think I'll return to what Jing said earlier. The first topic could probably be the first segment of our DM day, and this will be when we invite the entire company So like we can introduce marketing strategies to them, because I think marketing is something that everybody can use. So it's easy to understand. Then perhaps that would be best for like the beginner level kind
I
of.
see. Yeah.
And then for the second segment, when like they have a choice to stay on or leave, and then we go in depth just for the marketing chapter. Like what Jing said, I think that could be more useful. Yeah.
I see. Okay, thank you, Hasbi, for the feedback. And over to Mas Gani.
Okay, I prefer on the first topic. Why? Because it's relevant to entire company. Sales, like has been said, it's easy to apply. It's more relevant to everybody. And the second topic is more advanced. There's more specialized. So it's need more time and more time, more energy to deep dive into the
I
second
see.
topic.
Okay.
So yeah, I think its first topic would be great if we can apply first.
Okay. Need more time to learn. Yeah. Okay. Thank you for the feedback. Maybe to you, sir. Do you have which topic you to prefer on the next DMD?
I think it depends on the level of challenge you're ready for result, right? So I think either topic can be well taught. I think either topic can actually find an audience. But I think we just have the right expectations and the right prioritization. For a topic like Google Analytics advanced usage, such that is more of a craft, right? So you don't become good at a craft on a single session, but you can be inspired to learn the craft from a single session. I think perhaps the format could be, let me inspire you why this is interesting, and then let's have 3 micro sessions later where we get together, like the way we did language classes or happy hour or whatever, just sort of informally to get that practice in
I see.
and get better at that. So for crafts, I think like Google Analytics, you need probably maybe not 10,000 hours, but maybe you need at least a dozen hours working on it before that becomes relevant. So that probably for DM Day, just an intro and inspiration, and maybe just playing around with it. Like just okay, this is what you can see, this is what you can do, and this is how it can really be amazing. I think that would be the correct expectation for it. And prioritizing, I think to reinforce what has to be said, I think you have to look at your audience, kind of have to look at what you believe is prioritizable. Google Analytics, I believe, is really important for people who are working on active campaigns now, or just understanding analytics in general. Without that, then we don't have a measurement strategy, right? Or we don't have a way of figuring out a measurement strategy. For other people, it might not be so relevant. It might be too much of a specialist tool. So we have to decide how to prioritize that to the right audience as well. I believe it's a great tool. I believe it's very helpful. I believe every expert marketer should be familiar with it. Just like every pilot should probably know what every meter means in their airplane. But might not be the case for everybody. So I think that is ultimately your decision to make as the leader of a particular event. What is the correct curation of that material?
Thank you, sir, and thank you everyone for the feedback and for the informant suggestion. I think that's all from our DM day today, and I think I cover. What else I not cover?
I know something you haven't covered yet.
What, sir? Sorry.
Gani raised his finger. Let's see if Gani picked it up.
For the homework delegation, I think that's things that we need to decide today, or
homework. Wait.
Delegation things, but it's up to you.
Wait. I still. Okay. I don't get that first. Wait. Homework. Oh, for the Google Analytics, yeah.
It could be for Google Analytics.
Mm.
It could be on the growth hacking, like you said that.
Oh yeah. I get it.
First thing that we need to is the new idea. So
Mm. Let's say I think for the homework we can start first on the uh, growth hacking. Yeah, maybe on the next Scrum we can come up with the new ideas.
Scrum we came up with new idea
Yeah,
about
based on growth hacking
based on growth
growth hacking topics.
topic.
Yeah, I think that's from me. Maybe for you, Ching, do you have?
Rizal, do you think we're not smart enough to do Google Analytics homework?
Wait. I think we can, but my question is wait. Because everyone is not working on the initiative that cross with Google Analytics. So
I think it's okay though. Everyone.
do you have a suggestion?
Oh.
Yeah. Well, over to you, sir. Please.
I'll give you an example here. Let's go over to the Google Analytics real quick. I'll share my screen, and then I hope to inspire everybody on this team how Google Analytics can actually be a huge help. So this actually relates to the story of Haspi, actually. So if we take a look and we take a look at this page, right? So we have a problem in HR, and the problem is very simple. We're receiving a lot of internship applications, and we want to be able to filter out the right kind of interns from the people that would probably not work here at Bukit Vista. So what we did is we said, all right, rather than sorting through everything manually, why not set up a page? Why not set up a web page? And so what do we do on this web page? We said, all right, why don't we welcome people to the internship? We tell them what to expect, and then we tell them what the hiring principles are, and we give them an exercise to do, all right? So we said, all right, let's give them an exercise. Let's give them 5 different videos, and they will watch one video, and they will create a title and a description for one of the videos that they chose. Now, this wasn't always the case, of course, right? Because we had changed this website. Originally, we changed it from, I think it wasn't 5 videos, it was 8 videos, and do 3 exercises. Haspi remembers that. So how do we know if it's working? Well, we changed this page on a specific date. I can't remember which date, but I trust I will be able to find it because we write things down in HR, right? So let's see what it is. So let's go over to the HR side and take a look. So we were doing this process. It was called pre-screening process. And let's take a look and see what happened. So the pre-screening. Okay, pre-screening process, where did it go? Okay, I'm just going up to entrepreneurship. Second here. I'm stalling for time.
On the right bottom.
You see it?
Yeah.
Thank you, sir. All right, great. So this is the pre-screening process. Thank you, Sharp Eyes. Thank you, Results. Also, remember, when you have an instructor or a leader, help your leaders too. Don't just be like, your leaders can't do anything, like whatever. Be helpful. I think anybody. That's why we have rotational leadership too, as well. So everyone gets to sit in the hot seat and know what it's like. Okay, so what we did was, let's see, we did a pivot on July 6th, right? So July 6th was the pivot day where we changed the website for the internship selection page. We changed it from 8 videos, and the candidate would have to watch 3, to 5 videos, and the candidate would watch 1. So that gives us actually a pretty interesting way to check out if we're doing good. So the way we actually do that on Google Analytics is this. Once we make a change, the question becomes, did we change it for the better, or did we change it for the worse? Now, ultimately we don't want to slow down the candidate flow. We want to still get good candidate flow. So what we saw before was that we're not getting good candidate flow with the first version of the web page. But when we make a change, how do we know actually the change made a difference? How do we know whether or not we solved the problem? Well, we can look at a few factors that happen on the page. We can see, did people stay longer on the page, right? That would indicate that it's more effective, it's more engaging. And did people bounce off the page? Did they look at this and go, fuck that shit, I'm not doing this, and leave? Both of which are not really good success factors in terms of getting conversion on a web page. Now, remember, this web page we didn't create to do anything fun. It's not just whatever. It's actually here to serve a business purpose, which is to make the process of selecting interns a lot easier. So we need to make sure that it's doing its purpose. So what do? We go over here to Google Analytics. We go over to acquisition, and we take a look at the amount of traffic hitting each page of our website. So that opens up this dashboard. You can see what's going on. All right, this isn't what we're looking for. What we're actually looking for is audience overview. All right, this is great. We have an audience overview. You can see all the different types of nationalities, languages, and things that they're interested in. But that still really doesn't tell us about what is happening on the page itself. So we probably need to go to behavior. See in the behavior category what's happening. All right, so we look at behavior, we're able to see a lot clearer what's happening across the entire site, but specifically what's happening on this particular page, the internship selection orientation page, right here. This is the internship selection orientation page. So what I'll do is on my Google Analytics, I'll drill into that. Once I drill into my Google Analytics, I can see how the page has been doing over time. I can see, okay, great. The page has been getting more and more page views, and there's all this activity, but that's to be expected. It's not that people are coming to the site, it's that we're just directing applicants to go to this site for selection purposes. Now, what we're really looking at is not the performance from July 18th to July 24th. What we're really looking at, Gani, is what? I caught Gani. Let's go to Haspi. Haspi, what we're really looking at is what?
I believe it's before and after the pivot.
Right. So what day is the pivot?
I can't remember the date.
Okay. The date of the pivot was on. Okay. Let's take a look at previous graphs. Wait, that's not right. Okay, that's not the right graph. This is the right graph. Is it? Was it?
June 24.
June 22nd, right? That's where the fold is. You see?
Oh.
The fold is on June 22nd. Right. Okay. And before, let's see what we had. Let's make sure that's consistent. June 22nd, June 23rd, right? Consistent across both folds. Right? This is from June 11th to June 23rd, June 23rd to June 4th, right? Okay, so basically we have our pivot point, and we just go back to Google Analytics now, and we can see what happened before and after that particular pivot point. So we'll set it June 23rd, and we can compare that automatically from June 23rd until today, which is 1 month, to the previous period. See what happens, right? Okay, we do the Google Analytics, and Google Analytics will tell us this is what happened. All right. 786% increase in page views. That's good. More people arriving. 829% increase in page views. That's good. Average time on page went down 12%. Entrances went up 1,000%. Bounce rate went down 9%. Exit went up 14%.
Wow.
Okay. We can also see something that's probably not apples to apples here, right? Because you can see sort of like in the June graph, early June, there was almost no activity too as well. So maybe we're not actually comparing apples to apples.
Oh.
What we might actually compare is maybe, let's say, June 23rd, maybe for the first 2 weeks after, June 23rd, June 23rd until maybe until the 14th. That's about 2 weeks, right? No, it's actually, this is about, fucker. Okay, until July 7th. and then we compare it to the previous period. Okay, so we're looking at 2 weeks before the pivot and 2 weeks after the pivot. That's a little bit better. As we go a month, the web page didn't exist a month ago, so we're comparing traffic to no traffic, right? So we need to adjust the pivot point a little bit, and we look on both folds of it. Okay, we can see then based on 2 weeks before the pivot and 2 weeks after the pivot that this seems to be a good pivot. It seems to create more page views, more unique page views. But wait, actually, ask ourselves the question. The average time on the page went down, which is weird, right? Because we're actually making the page easier for people to apply, but yet people are spending less time on it for some reason, which is interesting. The bounce rate is improved and the entrances is improved. So this is how you study whatever you're doing, if it's actually any good or not. This is how you know if you've designed the correct web page. And if you know this, then you can create a web page to do anything. You can make the web page your bitch, so to speak. But as your bitch, you have to know if the bitch is actually getting the work done. So it's a huge opportunity, I think, to save on manual work. It's a huge opportunity to just let the website sort of filter for you and be efficient. That's why we use Google Analytics. It can be applied to HR. It can be applied to marketing. It can be applied to business development. It can be even applied to revenue management or community even. We create a community sign-up page for an event. How do we know if the page is getting people to sign up? Are they staying on? Are they converting through? This is how you know. And that's why it's important to learn Google Analytics. Not for marketing, but for using websites and making websites your bitch. Okay, that's my little nugget of inspiration. Hopefully that will get you guys excited. All right, I'm going to leave now. I think I've said my piece. Hopefully that was helpful, and I'll let Rizal continue. Have a good day. Bye-bye.
Thank you, sir. And yeah, maybe for the apa namanya, for the homework, maybe I will what is it called? Maybe I can assign self initiative from everyone. So from HSB, maybe you can do your own about maybe you can analyze from the HR side website. Sorry, on HR website on or Aldo, maybe you can test on the I don't know on the bigger maybe. So maybe langsung inisiatif sendiri aja ya mending. Ya itu Hasbi.
I think maybe we can try and apply the analytics to our own cards. Then it'd be more applicable. I don't know.
On your card is on the blog ya.
Yeah, like just try and see how it works.
Okay, it's okay.
We can.
Yeah. Can. Is your article already uploaded right now?
Alright, I wanted to ask you about the strikingly thing because I saw Jinx mention on the card. He said something about sharing passwords. So, yeah, that day I met with Aldo. Then he was trying to add me to the card. I mean, add me to the strikingly, but we couldn't find the teammate function.
Oh, wait. Aldo emang udah ini tuh. Kamu udah?
Buat ini loh Mas yang ngasih
Akses kan?
Akses strikingly, tapi kata Jing ada yang dari strikingly itu bisa langsung ngasih akses gitu loh ke akun-akun gitu.
Wait. Let me figure it out. Okay, let me figure it out. I will give you. Yeah, I can. Let me. Okay, I think that's all from our DM day today, and thank you everyone for attending and joining today. And maybe it's not perfect, but yeah.
It's okay, Rizal.
Yeah,
It's fine.
thank you for the feedback, everyone. Okay, see you and have a nice day.